Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the final word. Everton's final pre-season game ends in another 0-0 draw against Werder Bremen. Great stuff. Another draw. Pretty strong side out. Probably our strongest side for about 3 minutes.
It was, yeah.
When Fabian Delph got a groin injury, which is not great, but hopefully it's just a precaution ahead of the season, but probably out for about 6 months, I imagine, knowing his look and our look. We'll have to wait and see.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, it was just another pre-season game, wasn't it, to forget about?
I thought we played quite well. I enjoyed watching us. I really did. It was when we spoke in the preview, we were saying I want to see an improvement on what we'd seen. I thought we did.
Yeah.
I thought we watch Everton now. I've been burned by a lot of pre-season games watching Everton over the years when we haven't even looked like a football team. And it's just like, I'm sure it'll be all right. And then you turn up against Palace with Tony Thomas and things like that, and it's a nightmare, and everything that followed.
Yeah.
But when I watch us now, we look like a proper football side. We knock it round well. Not great in the final third in terms of clinical, but I thought we played quite well Saturday.
I thought you could definitely tell that the sharpness had gone up that extra level. The passing was pretty good. The movement was good. The little three-man moves were good. We should have scored early on, I thought. Dom,
70 seconds.
Dom, again, this is the big problem for Dom, I think, and this is where this will show whether he is good enough. He's got some competition now, so this will prove now whether he's good enough. It's great when you're doing all that other stuff. That's brilliant, and he was brilliant at the end of the season. But for Everton to finish in the top six, we need more goals. It's as simple as that. It's a simple equation, isn't it? Yeah. You need goals to get you to the points, and if he doesn't bring the goals, then we won't get there. And this is the other side of him. Can he learn those traits to be in the right place at the right time, to get that connection, to get ahead of the defender? And this showed again that it's that he doesn't seem to get there first, and this was another one of those things. So
it was a lovely move that as well. Yeah. Early on, was it Fabian Delph put it? Or was it go? Someone switched it and Dean just dropped it across for her, and I thought it was 1-0. Yeah. When it went to him, it was 1-0 because it just looked like a tap-in, and the lad's got a block on it. But when you watch it again, it's not like he's not convincing that he wants to get there.
That's it.
He made the better movements. He was in the right area for once, but he's got to have that.
But that's it. That's his big problem. That's his big identified at the end of last season when he started playing more. Because it's great saying, "Can you do this?" And then when they start doing that, you go, "Okay, you've done that. Can you do the next thing?" Well, now you're doing that. Can you do the next thing? And it's that final thing that is what makes a goal scorer, whether it be a 1 and 2 goal scorer for the very best or a 1 and 3. And at the moment, he still hasn't got it. And you can identify Palace. There was one at Fulham. I seen one in the under-21s in the summer. And it's that thing again. Go and meet the ball. Be first there. Be in the right place. No one go, he's always in the right place at the right time. That's it. Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? And he hasn't quite got that.
Anticipation's not great. That's the thing for me. He's like you say,
he's on his heels.
Yeah, he works the channels. He wins headers. He holds it up. He lays it off. Links the player well. And you go, great, all that. It is really good, but you are number 9, which he is. Whether people like that or not, that's he's number 9 for the season. Get on with it, kind of thing. And he needs to be getting on the end of that. Luca Dean's put it across to him there. He should have been sliding in 1-0. We're winning 1-0, 70 seconds, great start. And there was one about 10 minutes later, which was brilliant. Jordan Pickford knocked it long, and he killed it. Yeah. Got it, ran at the defender, cut inside it, and I was like, I've not seen him do that, which I thought was excellent.
Do you know?
But that first
know what it reminded me of? No, we were at Wigan last week, and we were watching some of the passes, and we were saying, when you hit a pass and you go, he wasn't convinced that was going, so therefore he never got it to him. It's that same thing, isn't it? It's like he's not convinced he's gonna
get that opportunity.
He's gonna get there, so he doesn't go. Whereas the best strikers just go there anyway.
You when you're playing up front, everyone, lads who played on a Sunday and then when you score goals, because when a lad's got it, you just think he's putting that to me. You've got the ball wide, I just think Pet's putting it in that 6-yard box. I'm in. Now, 8 times out of 10, that mightn't come off, but I still make the run. And that's what if you look at players who would score, like, you know, Sané and Salah, how many of them, and Aguero, how many tap-ins does Aguero have, or Sterling? And you go, why is he on his own there? It's because he's he's gone.
Well, I mean, I would say, for someone like Sterling, because they've got fantastic pace.
Of course.
But how many times have you seen...
Still makes the run in there, though, doesn't he?
But how many times have you seen the ball wrapped into the box and, say, like Bernard, just miss it at the far post? In that case, you say, well, he's a winger, and probably if he had got a touch, it would have ended up out the ground or whatever anyway. But that's where he's so unconvincing, and that's where people just don't think he'll make it, is because he just doesn't have that at the moment, and that's somehow he's going to have to find that. And like you just said there, it is that thing of thinking you've got a split second to decide what you're going to do, and he's got to start letting, I don't know whether it be his mind rule his body or his body rule his mind, I don't know which one it is, but he's just got to start saying, I'm going to start doing one thing, and that one thing is just think it's going to be in that area.
Expect it to get there. Expect when our players have got it, expect the ball to get in there. And if he runs in and it doesn't go in, it's not his fault, he's done his work. If he runs in and gets blocked, he's done his work. If it goes behind him, it's not his fault, he's anticipated near post, so he's got in there. If he gambles, he will score more goals, because you look in the Premier League, there's lads who get double figures, and you go, oh, he's shite. But it's because they do expect the cross to go in, they get a tap in, and he's not doing that thing for me, and that's the next bit. Like I say, the one he pulls out the sky, gets it out, runs at them, cuts in, it's a shot, keeper has to save with his legs, that's fine. He's done everything he can do, he's got a good touch, he's committed to defending, he's had the shot and hit the target, no issue with that. But after that, there was very little from him. He wasn't in the right areas, he wasn't expecting things, and when people like Theo Walcott are getting a couple of chances that he should be having, you start going, Dom, you know.
I think what it is,
but he's a good player.
What I would say with Dom is, it's you're watching the evolution of a player in front of your eyes. And sometimes you're not. Sometimes when you get it, sometimes that's what you pay. You pay for 30-odd million quid or whatever. Now, I don't know what the numbers the way. You pay for that evolution to have happened somewhere else. It's almost like the John Stones thing, isn't it? Like, you know,
Lukaku almost.
It's like when John Stones was at us and Martinez was like, well, this is the perfect place for him to make his mistakes, and other people saying that. I mean, he still makes the mistakes, but City paid 50 million because they expected all those. You're getting the end product. Getting Romelu Lukaku, when he, like you've just said, when he signed for us, signed for United, they thought they would then have the finished product. That was it. It was all done and dusted. He would kick on with them. Hasn't necessarily worked because he didn't necessarily get the chances at Man United. But the point being is that we're watching that player evolve in front of our eyes, and it will take time and it will be frustrating, and we don't know whether he'll get there or not. And that's the thing. But hopefully he will, and hopefully this Moise Kean coming in will be the challenge to say, well, now actually beforehand you were getting picked because you were the only player in this team who played the way you played. We've brought this player in now who's gonna go against you. He is exactly the same player as you, but can score goals. Can you rise? If you can't, then away you go. It's this argument again. It's like when we had Tom Davies and we used to always defend Tom Davies, and people would go, shite, and he's this and he's that, and you'd say, hang on, who else is there at the club? As soon as Andre Gomez came in, well, now we've got Andre Gomez. Does Tom Davies get in the team? No, of course he doesn't. Will he rise to that? Let's hope so. And now it's the same with Dom. You can criticise him all you want, but for the end of the season, it worked.
What I look at with Dominic Calvert-Lewin is he improved so much over 6 months last season to get himself into the position where we were saying then he's got to be the striker. Where November, it was, well, Tosin or Richarlison have got to play because Dom's not ready. He got to the stage where you were like, Dom's got to play. He's got to play because he works with Bernard and he works with Richarlison. So what I'm looking at now is, can he now evolve again? So he's got to this level where now he's a first team centre forward. Okay, like you just said, we've just brought Moise Kean in, and Moise Kean will be in before him once the level of fitness, because that's why we bought him. But now it's up to Dom now to rise again. What does Moise Kean? How's Moise Kean getting tap-ins? What's he doing? Right, I need to do that. I need to make them runs, you know. And you're working with someone, you start looking at them, what's he doing? Like, can I do that? Can I do this? And if he keeps evolving, we'll have another good young centre forward. That's what it's about. You know, the biggest question mark now is over Cenk Tosun, isn't it? Because, you know, he come on again at the weekend and he was okay, but I don't think that system's just not. Yeah,
I don't think it's a question mark. I could if a big came in.
I think they'd let
this
him go.
week. I think they'd let him go. But,
yeah.
but
well, he's got till the end of the month, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, he has, hasn't he? And that's that's right.
But you know, back to the first half.
It's a challenge to Cenk as well.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. But back to the first half, I thought we totally control the game. In fact, the only two opportunities they have, we give the ball away. Yeah. One with Bernard, which was just so sloppy. Yeah. But I thought he started and I thought he got better and better as it went on, Bernard. But
well, let's just hang on.
Chance,
Bernard, the chance is terrible. But Bernard, Sigurdsson and Andre Gomes have been shite all pre-season. Let's get it right. All three of them have been shite. But
fitness, isn't it?
It's fitness. I mean, I have literally been. I don't think I've ever been as laid back as I've been about pre-season. This pre-season, I just haven't been asked. It just doesn't bother me.
The move between Dean and Bernard in the second half from our box was absolutely. It was what we did last season. Them two with the back heel, he got it back.
I've seen people over the
Davy
weekend.
Klaassen kicking it off the line.
I've seen people over the weekend criticising Bernard, and I just think you don't watch football. You've never watched the game of football. If you don't understand what Bernard brings to this Everton, then you don't watch.
Well, you're missing the point.
You don't watch football. Okay, listen. I appreciate that his finishing is horrendous.
It is, yeah.
He snatches his chances. He never seems to get. Everything about him being a good footballer just seems to disappear when he gets.
Then he gets the ball. That could be confidence, though.
It might be. It might be snatches his chances.
It's a belief, isn't it?
But everything in the build-up, and this will get, like we've seen, will get better and better as he gets fitter and fitter. Listen, we were talking last season about Bernard and Dean linking up like Baines and Pina. Those conversations were being had. So we know he's a good player.
Fantastic.
And he fights and he works hard for the team. And I think, again, everything's a challenge and he'll rise to it. He comes in and he just plays and there's no hint of any trouble with him or anything. He's
absolutely brilliant. Yeah. He really is, but his finishing's horrendous.
But so those three. But again, I've no issue. I think Gomez just will go up a level again when the season starts. And I think when the season starts, Sigurdsson just does things. And
he had his best game Saturday, though, Gomez.
No, I know. I'm not generally worried. Sigurdsson's another one where people point fingers.
Yeah.
What does he do? And you're like, well, what he does is he does nothing because because for Sigurdsson to work the way it works, it has to be like the end of the season where everything is moving in the you don't get that in pre-season.
The other thing with him though is I think he's very vulnerable this season. Gylfi, I really do, and I'll tell you why. If we get the other wide player stroke forward, now if we get the other wide player who he wants, then obviously that puts Bernard under pressure. And Richarlison, although Richarlison was boss Saturday, that puts him under. But then what Marco Silva's been saying lately about Bernard is playing the 10. He can play in the 10, and that's what we're looking at. Which then
it challenges players.
And then obviously we bid for Decore. Yeah. So imagine if they'd have accepted that. Then all of a sudden you're going, and this has got to stop from some Evertonians. Stop looking and going, well, if we got him now, where would he play? You've got to forget about 11 players. For us to jump again, we need 16 players who you go, I haven't got a clue what the manager's picking here. I haven't. But I don't care. I don't care because whoever he picks are all good enough to do this job.
Every day they go into training and they're battling. And it becomes a job 5 days a week.
It's levels, isn't it? It's levels, whereas if we had 16 players, 15, 16 players, and you were like, that's the best 16 players I think we've had for years, and anyone could play. And then your squad fillers are Tom Davies, who I think has got scope to improve further, and people like that. All of a sudden, Tom Davies was in our midfield as one of our main. He was captain, but under Koeman, he was a mainstay. He had to play. Now you're talking about him being a sub at best, trying to battle to get in.
Exactly.
That is raising your level.
Your profiles then as well are, you're going up a level and you're looking at your bench and people when you need to change your game. And all those things matter, and you're not.
And then when you're selling those players, you're getting big money because the level of the players.
And it's also not a case of like, why are we trying to buy another centre midfielder? It's a case of there's a plan. There's a plan to this, and
if we bought the core,
right,
and I don't know whether we will. I mean, Watford will want big money, but if we bought him, instead of people going, where that means no Gomez isn't playing then, or that means you go. It probably means that they'll let Schneiderlin go and McCarthy. And then all of a sudden, your midfielders will be Delph, Gomez, Decore and Tom Davis and Gabaman. So they're 5 midfielders trying to play in our team. So it might be 3. Gabaman could go back and play centre-back because he's played there forever. So it's all about having solutions around the team.
Am I sitting
worried
about having too many good players?
No, exactly.
No, I am not.
And that's what it's about, isn't it? So I just think if we can get more good players, great. Marco Silva gets paid good money to have to make those decisions. And if he keeps getting decisions wrong, he'll be told. So don't worry about that. Just look and see how it plays out.
Would be worried about that.
No, I've just seen a few things on Saturday. But there's this myth as well. For me, it's a myth. You might disagree. That Mina and Keane can't play together. And I'm like, we've let 1 goal in pre-season when they've been the centre-back partnership.
I think we had this discussion last week.
And it was a pen, by the way.
With Andy, and I don't think we did it on air, to be honest. But for them two to play at the back together, there's going to have to be a little bit of a readjustment.
Slightly, yeah.
And because I seen the Twitter thing you were. So the argument would be is that if you've got Mina and Keane playing together, then we're susceptible to a ball over the top, which at times happened on Saturday. If we're susceptible to a ball over the top, then the fullbacks can't play as high as they do. If the fullbacks don't play as high as they do, then the 2 up front then become midfielders and not forwards, and therefore we become a team that sits deeper and we allow teams to come onto us like we were when we lost Romelu Lukaku essentially. So I understand that. But that's up to the manager then to if we don't get that pacey centre back in to sort that out. You're going to say then to Keane and to Mina, one of you has got to be the player. Now he's got to decide which one has got to be the player. He's got to change things up, and he has to deal with that problem. But that's up to they can play together because they've got to play together. So you've got to come up with a solution, but the solution can't be everyone else's role in the team changes, because if it does, this Everton team won't work. It's set up for the fullbacks to sit high. It's set up for Richarlison to be as a wing forward. It's set up for Bernard to be a wing forward.
You're right, that is right, but the reality, and this is what Seamus Coleman said when we did the interviews, the manager doesn't like you both fullbacks to go forward.
No, but what I'm saying...
So one should be... What happened on Saturday was, Seamus got caught out a few times, which meant Mina and Keane were pulled, but, the third thing is, the whole point with Gabaman is that he would drop in and make it a 3, so he wouldn't be outnumbered anyway.
I see, for me, the actual person... If you're worried about that at the back, the person it would affect most in the team is Gylfi Sigurdsson. For me. Because then what you'd have to say is...
He'd have to drop back, probably.
You'd have to put a extra midfielder in there, like Liverpool do.
Yeah.
So you've got a flat 3, which allows, essentially, the fullbacks to be wingers and the 2 wide men to be centre-forwards. Because that's all Liverpool do. They have 3 sitting midfielders who are all competent on the ball, but all they do is the dog work and protect. Because look at, would you honestly look at Lovren and Van Dijk? I mean, Van Dijk's an amazing footballer, but is he blessed with pace?
He's not lightning, is he?
So, but they never get done with a ball over the top.
And they're the most attacking team in the league.
Exactly.
With City.
So that's because they have 3 centre midfielders who just, and that's how they get round.
And again, though, if you actually look at what he's doing, though, that's what he's doing. He's bid for Decore. He's got Gabaman in, or Bama, as he said it is.
JP.
So they're already in there. He's got Gomez, Fabian Delph's in it. So Marco Silva, when he came in, said he wants to play 4-3-3. Never said, I want to play 4-2 or 4-1-2-3, right? So that straight off, that tells you.
If you're playing against the team and they look at the stats, let's say you're playing against Leicester, right? And they look at the stats and go, right, well, what do Leicester do? Well, Maddison likes picking up the ball and he likes pinging it into space so Vardy can run on, right? Well, what Derry might say is, right, today we're not playing Gylfi. We're going to play Delph, Gomez, and one extra, Gabaman.
Yeah.
You play those three, and we're going to first of all we're going to snuff Maddison out.
Yeah.
But it also
means
that Gabaman can sit a little bit deeper when needed to and help the centre backs out, and then the full back can keep pushing up, and we can be an attacking threat.
We've got 3 up as well.
And that's the way people have
basically got 5 strikers.
So people have got to start looking at it like that, because if Richarlison can't play right on the right side and be expected to just play like the midfielder, because you're taking away from his game. He'll do it.
He does work hard.
He does it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we've seen this on Saturday. He came into the team and he was brilliant.
He was.
Straight away.
And Everton looked totally different.
Straight away, transformed the game. He runs at people.
And Coleman, to be credited for Seamus, because people, don't always give him credit. He made loads of great runs. That were dummy runs, weren't he?
It gets the best out of Seamus, because Seamus knows how to. That's why when Seamus has a midfield in front of him, it makes it a little bit harder for him.
It doesn't work.
So, because he creates Richarlison creates a space for him, and he creates a space for Richarlison. So Richarlison, suddenly you're seeing that from him because he's high up the pitch. Bernard and Dean going round each other, the same thing. So that's why you can't have too many good. I mean, you can't have too many good players, but
you can't if you've got a plan. You can't if you're trying to collect.
You can't if you've got players who can change, who can swap out a couple of box-to-box midfielders, a midfielder who'll sit and pass, someone who'll just sit. You've got to have different options all over the pitch.
Yeah, I totally agree, but we just need to get away from this thing of them two can't play together, so if we don't get Zuma, we're finished. Because I've said it before, I love Kurt Zuma, love him to sign. Be made up if we get him this week, right? But in February, I wasn't asked whether he stayed, because to me, he hadn't done great. He'd been all right. He'd also been centre-back in the most horrific defensive display we had all season at home to Spurs. He was horrific.
Who played centre-back? Who were the centre-backs in Anfield?
Mina. Was it Mina and Keane?
Yeah, I think it was.
Or was it Mina and Zuma?
It was Mina, because we played at Chelsea.
Played at Chelsea and it was Mina and Keane.
And Zuma didn't play because he couldn't. And then at Anfield, it was them two again. And we've gone there. One of our most attacking displays at Anfield as well.
Definitely.
And that was with Keane and Mina. We went to Chelsea. They had Hazard that day. All right, we weren't as attacking in that game, but we got another clean sheet. Played Chelsea home, won the game with Mina at the back as well. So
another clean sheet.
So it's not ideal. And the reason I say it's not ideal is because because like what we just said there, I want Zuma or another centre back in. So we've got options.
Yeah,
we've got options. So in one game we say, right, tonight we do need someone with pace at the back, who because these have got this player.
Or we want to play higher up the pitch.
Yeah. So that's why
you want them all going up against each other. You want. I've backed the hell out of Michael Keane, and he's been great, in the last 12 months. But I want him being pushed.
But one of the reasons he has got better is because he has got pushed.
But he's had to. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Mina and Keane can play together. Mina and Zuma can play together. We know Zuma and Keane can play together because they were excellent. So I want it where, again, what we had last season, only Zuma's ours, and the three of them after tried. Zuma's ours. Ooh, like Witzel's ours. So you've got a battle to get in there, haven't you? So you go. So when you're going to match, or that team's read out, you look and go, everyone's pushing everyone. He must have done really well. This is the thing what annoys me about Lookman and people's at. There was someone put a great thing on about Lookman might have been yesterday, like he was brought back and he's had his chance and he never wanted it was a piece, I think. He never wanted to be here, and Everton have shipped him out because the lad, and now he's thinking of changing from England to Nigeria because he thinks he'll play more games for Nigeria. And it's like the lad
he ain't going to play less, is he?
But the lad wants everything on a plate. Doesn't want a battle. But I want everyone at this club to go, I have to battle to get in this team. Because if we have that level of, you know, competition, it means our performances are going to be up there, doesn't it? And, you know, that's the way it is. But when you look at it, like you said before, you look at that team that started, it was probably our strongest. Yes, there's a worry over Delph. We don't know yet. He was having a scan today. Hopefully, if there's anything, it's a week at worst, whatever. But you look at that, I suppose the second half, I thought Bernard got better and better. And like I said before, that move with him and Dean, when we let Davy Klassen cleared it off the line almost, it was a brilliant move and it was reminiscent of what they'd done. It even had the little Bernard back heel that got us away. I thought that was great, little signs showing there. Walcott come on and he got himself into a couple of good positions, but just think with him, I don't know what to do.
He's another one that, you know what we don't do enough?
What do you do with him now, Pet? I don't know.
I don't know.
Tell me.
The only thing I would say about the whole game is we need to start shooting more. We don't shoot enough.
Their keeper made some good
saves. No, he
saves,
did make two good saves. He made one from Tosin and one from Andre Gomez. But Walcott had one block, but there's one.
See the one where
lovely run, and then doesn't just shoot, just have a try, just see what happens. We don't do that enough.
Doesn't matter in pre-season, but that's where he should be shooting. But like the Premier League games, like when we were at Wigan last week, the pitch opened up for him and he went and you're going, just hit it now, and he didn't. He stopped and you're like, what's better out there? The goal's there. You're not going to whip it and get it back in and head it, are you? Get it out your feet. And he to me is an issue. He really is, because I think there's something in it. He's got something to add to the squad.
He mightn't be an issue if... You know,
can you see someone coming in for him?
No, but Walcott's one of those players again where I'll do look and think to myself, he's if the manager, does the manager truly want him? Probably not, because he's already established he wants a left-footed player to play on the right. So he's already basically looked at the position.
Or someone like Zaha.
He's already looked at the position and gone, I want better.
Yeah.
And so it's not a case of the manager us sitting here going, why does the manager play him? The manager plays him because he's the backup right winger at the moment.
He knows what he'll get.
Cenk Tosin is the backup centre forward. Yeah. Well, he probably isn't now.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. It's the old, well, they're shite. Well, who's better at the club?
But they're not shite. But they're already a level up on what we used to have, aren't they?
But I'm saying,
so they're becoming the sub. I know what you mean.
We're getting to a point now where we're getting to a stage where we're looking at Walcott, we're looking at Cenk Tosin and saying, right, they're not good enough for what this manager wants. And that's a fantastic place to be. Yeah. Because if they've already established that and we're looking at what Brands is trying to do, it wouldn't happen.
This is 18 months after we
Don't
bought
forget,
the pair of them for 50 million.
Exactly. So it's a case of, we've got to a stage where we're 3 transfer windows in, and we've lowered the age of the team right down. And you come to the next... And
I think we took the level right up.
And you come to the next one, and when I say the next one, I mean next summer. I'm not talking about January. Next summer, when you've got... If we don't get rid of some of these players, next summer, when largely anyone who's still at the club will be in the last year of their deals, the likes of Tosin and Walcott, I imagine, will be definitely for the chop next summer if they haven't gone already. And that will be for me where that will be the
crossover,
the big turning point, won't it? That will be the point where you hope, that's where you do hope you're at 16, 17 quality play, and you know more about the futures of Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Tom Davis and John Joe Kenny, and you're at that real point. And I don't think we're at it yet, but I think next summer, I know it's a long time to wait, but I think that's the summer where all the people will go, why are they still at the club? They won't be, because they'll either be out of contract or into the last year.
The likes of Morales will be gone because his contract's up anyway next summer, isn't it? Bezic will be gone. McCarthy's contract's up. He'll be out the door. You know, we looked at Schneiderlin at the weekend. He done all right, but I just don't think he's quick enough or mobile enough to play in this team.
Or interested enough.
Or maybe in.
And I don't mean that as a bad thing. I just look at him and go.
Maybe for him, though, it's because he is of that. He has realised he's not a pick. He's not a first pick. So it's motivation for him. You look and go, this manager's not going to play. We just brought in a 23-year-old mobile unit of a midfield player. We're linked with we bid for the the other day. So he's another one. So for Schneiderlin, he must be looking going, like, if they get this Decore as well, I'm 5th choice or 6th choice. Got Delph's here as well. Gomez. So for him, probably isn't that interesting. And he's another one, I guess, if if someone come in this week and went to Everton, we'll give you 10 million for Morgan Schneiderlin, he'd be out the door.
Yeah.
You know, and that, I guess that's where we're up to. Before we finish, thought Jordan Pickford was good, made some brave, good off his line quickly when he needed to be. I thought he was very good at the weekend, and that to me bodes well, because I think there'll be players that I look this season for levels to go up. Jordan's one of them.
The one thing I would say is,
and the fans are great,
and I genuinely mean this, buy that American ginger kid. Honestly. Because honestly, if I'd get him. He's fast as anything.
He was quick, wasn't he?
Tremendous head of hair. But, honestly, I'd
you just want a ginger?
No, I want an American.
You do, don't you?
I'm telling you.
What was his name? Yeah, he was quick, wasn't he? He was quick.
They
manage it. They manage it like a Sunday League manager.
They did. But after the game, I'm looking at all like the American writers, and they're all showing in the video. Dingo's just ended the life of this £50 million player and all that. I mean, the whistle had already gone by the time he megged them. But, I think he just caught. I think Keane didn't realise how fast he was. Yeah, and that was the first time he opened his legs up. Yeah, and he hasn't played for them for too long, but I know he went to... he came straight out of American University. I think he was at Stanford. And he's already been captain, scored goals. I just totally forgot his name. But
he is quick, though.
He's quick, him.
But that's good.
And it's the American effect. You throw him in an Everton kit. So I'm not... Listen, I'm crossing the streams.
Is he good enough to be in that squad? Yes, because otherwise it's elite size bit. But if he is good enough, and at the end of the day, he looked quick and bright the other day, then again, he's had a good... How old is he? 20? Like 19. 19, is he?
18,
I thought
19.
he was 20. But,
it might be.
But that's a good age. It's a great age, and it's still potential.
And you'd make money on him.
Marcel will be all over this one. We'll be looking at that. So, but now...
You've got to think of the bigger picture.
Decent.
Got to, haven't you?
I'd like to say, I thought we played.
It was all right. It was all right.
It was better than what we'd seen, and it needs to go up again.
Put it this way, Crystal Palace got beat 4-0 at home, 5-0 at home.
I knew they were 3-0 down.
It was either 4-0 down. It doesn't matter, does it?
No,
it just doesn't matter.
Nothing, does
do you know
it?
what I mean? It's pre-season. Players, they'll know what the levels are, and it's going to be a busy week
they're
for us.
trying to buy the winger from Brentford to replace Sahar, apparently, because they think Sahar's going to go.
I don't know where he's going to go, but... Or do I?
Listen, for him, I've cut all...
He's liking all the pictures on Everton.
He's mad, isn't he? Moise Keane stuff on. But there was a couple of the London journalists are convinced he's going. They're just like...
He's obviously...
His agent's like that, isn't he? Pushing it out, so...
Well, if he doesn't go, let's hope he's not in the right place mentally to play next Saturday. Yeah. There you go. There's your final word for a game that really not happened, and we still talked for ages. Because that's what we do. That's why we do. That's what we do it. We do this, and we'll be talking loads more later when we do our live show, live at 5 on Patreon. Disclaimer: it can be any time between 5 and 5:59.
That'll be 5.
Okay.
I mean, if you get the internet to work, it'll be 5.
The internet's working.
Oh, there you go. So it's 5, live at 5.
There you go. Check it out.
See you later.
If you haven't,
subscribe.
The link is in the description. Subscribe as well. Give this video a like. Tells YouTube to tell other people that this video is good. Thanks for watching. See you later.